Well, good morning, Internet. Here we are. We have ourselves a start to another day. Got ourselves a -7 Celsius morning. A good day to, well, try and do something. And yeah, welcome to our vlog. So, here we go. Well, this morning I was, woken up by a bang on the front door. Well, it's not unusual, right? Sometimes people knock on the door, they got the wrong address or whatever. I'm not really used to having people knock on my door, because people that know me know to call or text before they come over, because, well, that way I can put the drawbridge down, or wrangle the gators up out of the moat, so that way no one gets eaten. However, this guy was some kind of ninja and made it past all my anti-visitor defenses. And he's with some kind of inspection, whatever, something to do with gas line, because there's been recent gas work around the house, and I'm like, I'm half asleep, and I had a rough night last night, and I feel like I've been hit by a truck because the weather's changing, and I pretty much told him to piss off. Sorry for, being rude, but basically, and because, well, when that furnace was done, for starters, everything is supposed to be good to go. And, because that's the way I wanted it set up, because I had no idea how my fall or winter was going to turn out, because I had really expected to be working away from home, because that's the way it was shaping up to be. However, he says that if I don't let him in my house immediately to inspect it, he's going to come back and shut my gas off. Well, for starters, he has no credentials, like a badge or a lanyard or coveralls or, hard hat or vest or nothing to say he's even with a company, and there's no company vehicle in sight, like a gas or local gas supplier. And it's like, dude, I have no idea who you are. Maybe my mind works a little odd, but especially when I'm half asleep, like, why would someone bang on the door this early in the morning and want to come into my house? To me, that sounds like it's like a home invasion, or they want to scope something out, or whatever, right? So I've placed a call into the company that replaced my furnace, and yeah, they did have to monkey with the gas line system. However, they said everything should be good to go. So the supervisor down there is going to check into what's been going on and come on back with what he finds. So, maybe they're doing an independent audit of this company without the company's knowledge, maybe. Or maybe I just avoided, getting knocked on the head and someone stealing all my underwear or something. Like, who knows who's out there anymore these days, right? He didn't even leave a business card or a phone number or nothing. He said he'll come back, and I'm like, well, if you're a legitimate person, you would have left a business card, right? But pretty much, guys, of course, the day is going to be the day. Off to a bit of a rough start. I'm not sure if I want to den up and go back to sleep, or if I want to try to push myself through and keep going. I did do some editing last night, so I have some uploading that I can do, as well as I've been working on writing more scripts for Maxwell's Mind episodes in the future. So if I can get focused and carry on through, well, it'll be a good day. So we'll see how she goes. And around the road. Well, hello, internets. Here we go. Little bit of a later morning update. Well, a little bit of an update to the mysterious visitor I had this morning. You know, it's a little bit shocking when you get a knock on the back door and you have no idea who it is and why they're here, and especially when they, well, threaten to, you know, shut off your gas if you don't let them into your house. It's like, no, you're not coming into my house, especially if you don't have credentials. You know, the way our world works with paperwork and safety and all that, you know, there would be a company truck, there would be a work order, there would be, you know, identification, credentials, you know, business card. And this guy didn't have any of that, you know. Who knows? Might have been a scammer, might have been a home invasion, who knows, randomly targeting houses. You know, I've got the cargo trailer, I've got the truck, you know, there's obviously a computer or a camera, a laptop, stuff like that. And people, you know, have jewelry. Well, I don't have jewelry, but some people do. And, you know, there's always a safe with money in it or whatever, because old people like to keep money. And, you know, maybe they thought, well, I was one of those millionaires that kept my money, you know, buried, you know, in the basement or somewhere, that they could make me give them to them. But unfortunately, all I got is a jar of pennies, which ain't worth much of anything right about now. So of course I did call the police. I hate calling the cops because, well, it just wastes time and resources, but they need to be aware of potential scams in the area, because, well, what if he went down the street and, you know, got into somebody's house and then something happened? I would sort of feel responsible that I didn't call, at least warn the cops. And if the cops drop the ball and don't investigate, or if they find out he was legit, well, then he'll be back, you know, this time hopefully with, you know, a work order with a company vehicle and all that. But in this day and age, with all the scams and crime and stuff, you never know who to trust anymore. Like, there's been a guy going around town here since last fall. Same kid, same guy, you know, mid to late 20s. Always got the same excuse, how he's down on his luck, he needs to get a ride back home, and people give him money and who knows what he does with it. People have offered to buy him food, put him up in a motel room, stuff like that, and he never takes them up for it. You know, they've actually rented a room for him. All he had to go was down there and check in, and he never shows up. So obviously he's not homeless, you know, he doesn't need the food. He's just trying to get free money to, I don't know, buy the latest Pokemon game or whatever these people do. I remember way back when I was a kid, I was in the Calgary airport with my dad, and there was a pile of plastic debit card looking things. I had no idea what they really were at that time, at that age, you know, and my dad always told me never to touch what I didn't know what it was. And many years later, I figured out what it was. They were cloned or scammed debit or credit cards. This is, of course, back before the chip, back before the security features, and they'd go in there and milk the account for $500 or $5,000 or $100, whatever the account would give them. When the card got shut off, they'd toss it and move to the next one in the pile. You know, if these people would put out the same amount of effort into a job, an actual legitimate job, they'd be millionaires. But instead they go for the quick and easy buck, making $5 grand in 5 minutes, and all it does is hurt all of us honest people. But I'm gonna go back inside, see what's the what. Catch y'all later. Well, hello internet, here we are. We come to the end of another day. Well, had a little bit of a weird day with that unknown visitor. I have no idea what was up there, what could have happened there. My mind automatically goes to, well, protect mode when somebody unknown shows up. That being said, there was too many questions for it not to have been a scam. You know, like I said earlier, what kind of inspector shows up without credentials, without a clipboard, without a company vehicle, or even a personal vehicle with decals on it? You know, nothing. Like, it's like this guy was just trolling to see if I answered the door when they knocked, and maybe he'd come back and kick the door in if there was no answer, or maybe he would have gained access if there was no answer. Because, well, some people are away at work, right? You know, the truck is covered in snow, and obviously it wasn't driven today. So therefore, maybe he thought the keys, you know, would have been hanging on a hook by the door, or a lot of people leave their keys, you know, easy access, so, you know, he could easily steal the truck and trailer and be gone, and maybe one or two other things that are easily accessible. Well, of course, I did make some phone calls, and nothing came back as being, you know, legit today. So, well, I made I guess, a good call to save my butt per se. Hopefully, he wasn't a legitimate inspector of some kind, because, well, it would be hard to explain to him that it was a misunderstanding, and what I said to him I would never do. But at the same time, I was pretty sure it was a fake scam, home invasion, or whatever you want to call it, potential. So I did say what I said, because, well, he's lucky I didn't allow him to have access to my house, because one or two steps in and I'm well within my legal right to exercise other measures. But pretty much, guys, it is what it is. That's the world we live in. We have to be aware of the dangers around us. You know, not everybody is our friends in this world. Not everybody wants to be our friends in this world, and unfortunately there are those that are out to do us harm, and we have to spot those and not associate with them or allow them in our inner circle. But gonna end there all here. Today was a good one. Tomorrow's gonna be another day, and around we roll. And as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's Vlogs. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.